Happy New Year. This is a short video update for our Staff Enrichment Day for Monday, January 13th. This is our fifth Staff Enrichment time for the school year. Our expectations for Monday's 2-hour Staff Enrichment are pretty straightforward. First, we're going to do a warm-up assessment question asking what is good feedback. Everybody's just going to follow the plan you submitted back in September with just a few exceptions. We have two goals we've been working on all year long. One's our overview, and one is recreating one high-quality assessment. We have two adoption team meetings that are going to take place on Monday. One for the science team. It's going to take place in the Board of Education conference room, and the other is a social studies meeting that's going to take place in the middle school in Ryan Evarts' room. And I also want to do just a quick item analysis update. So if you haven't noticed already, in our staff resource tab that Chelsea Moyer has set up, that's where you go to put a transportation request or a maintenance help desk request. You should have noticed there is also a new tab for curriculum resources. And we are adding all of the curriculum maps overviews to that tab. So you can look down a grade, you can look at current grade, and you can look up a grade at the standards, at all the curriculum mapping work that we've done. And so we want to add your map and your overviews to this by the end of the school year. So please check out that tab. If you don't see your curriculum map in there, send me an email, and I'd like to work with you to get that in there as well as your overview as soon as possible. Your warm-up question with your team is simple. What is good feedback on an assessment? There are, of course, many different types of assessment, so it's going to differ per assessment. But we just want you to have that rich conversation and discussion with your team and try to capture some qualities of what good feedback is. You might look at frequency. You might look at what the students are going to do with the feedback. But just have that conversation about what good feedback is on the assessment. I don't know what the appropriate time is for your group, but I'll throw out 20 minutes. That seems to be a good amount of time. Some groups might finish sooner, some might need a little extra time, but we certainly don't want to spend the whole 2 hours there. We are collecting overviews. If your overview of the Ohio Learning Standards is complete, send it to me. I've gone over this in past videos, but it's just a simple one sheet looking at the whole year. In a perfect year, where are you teaching the Ohio Learning Standards, in what semester, in what week, what resources are you using, things like that. Approximately how long do you spend on that? It's a very quick document, just a one glance. If there are no school cancellations or anything like that. And if you need a template to do that overview or you need some help, just send me an email and I'd be happy to work with you. That's something we hope to collect by the end of the school year. Also, work with your team to create one assessment. If you already have that complete, send it to me. Would love to give you some feedback on that. And we just want to create one assessment in any of the Ohio Learning Standards you feel you would like to work on with your team. Maybe there's some standards that you want the help of other people to work on a better assessment. That's what we're looking to do. I have worked with 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th grade teachers on this Google Sheet of the item analysis. And it has combined many different resources, released questions, with the standards, with how we did as a district on it to help teachers better prepare for the teaching of the Ohio Learning Standards. And I would like to work with other grades. I know Mr. Halsey on Monday morning is going to go over this item analysis work with his teachers. If your team, if your department, or if you individually would like to work on this item analysis sheet with me and spend 20 minutes just talking about how you might be able to use this in your classroom and in the planning of your year, I would love to work with you. Just send me an email. Resource adoption teams, science team, K through 6, the ones that were selected and met at the December 2-hour staff enrichment time are going to meet in the Board of Education conference room from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. We've got Glenn Orwig from HMH coming in to do a presentation about some resources for all those different grades. And this isn't for all teachers. This is just for the teachers who were asked to participate on the science adoption teams. And we're going to talk about some other resources as well. Social studies team is going to meet from grades 6 through 12 in Ryan Evarts' room and do something very similar with the selection of resources. And we're going to work on these for a couple more months. Chalk.com, we want to thank everybody who's been trying it out and putting it to use. We've got great numbers. If you would like to schedule time to work with me, Lucas, Chelsea, or have a demo from the company, we can certainly set that up. And I want to thank you for all your hard work this year and for all the things that you have created and the great discussions that you're having. I appreciate all that you do. Thank you very much.